All right, there's a bit of a storm raging outside my window. Hopefully the wind and the rain doesn't show up on the audio, but if it does, there's not really much I can do about it. We're doing a bit of an anthology today, so I've got so much footage in the backlog, I'm just going to cram a whole bunch of runs into one video. But there are a couple of connecting threads. One is that most of these were all requested, or they're very close to things that people have requested. I'll show a couple of them on screen now. And they were all recorded the same, I'm not sure if it was the same day, but they were all very close together. It was about a week after the update came out. So all the teams had been cleared from the database, which that's what happens every time they change the pet data. And that means that generally weaker teams can make it to the end game. And so even a week afterwards, you're generally finding a lot of easier teams to play against. And I think you can notice it in some of these clips where I'm generally going against people who only have free-to-play stuff. So I think that person had White Tiger, Jerboa, but the other things were all pack 1. So combo number 1 we're going for is catfish plus guinea pig. And I decided the way to do that was to also have seagull with rice. So the catfish will trigger the guinea pig next turn as long as we have a 4 squad. The guinea pig pops out, the rice gets applied, and then we can sell it for more gold. Of course, the catfish does actually consume 1 gold when it activates the guinea pig. So with the rice, we will actually still make a profit. To try and make this a little bit more interesting, I was also putting restrictions on myself. So you can see here I've got panther plus salt. Don't really see salt used very often, so I thought I would try and mix things up a bit. And yeah, I think that was another free-to-play team. But with the rice, and there we can see it gets applied to the guinea pig. And with the level 3 seagull, we can also do the same thing with a couple of buy sells. I'm not sure the kiwi's really worth it at this stage. Probably should buy that steak for either the guinea or the catfish. And yeah, I can't, I have to run a 4 squad if I want the guinea pig to actually appear next turn. So we can't take the hawk or anything here. And that was another restriction I was placing on myself. I had to have the guinea pig spawn every turn. I think I do it in the final turn as well. But we will freeze the melon for the guinea next turn. And triple deer with 1 up. So the salt's not really going to do much. I mean, we are doing 100 damage every time there. But yeah, we're not going to have a chance against this. And this person, I've matched with them a lot recently, so I think they're obviously in the same bracket as me. So again, we get our guinea pig, which we sell and go up to 12 gold. We can do the same again with seagull. This is another reason why it's better just to cram all of these runs into one video, is that there are multiple requests for seagull, guinea pig, and buffalo. And buffalo tends to lend itself to very repetitive gameplay where you're buy selling so many times every turn in order to get the maximum number of triggers. And I think here I just buy the avocado because there's nothing left to do. Here is a opposing team that isn't free to play, but it is tiger plus whale, which is very uncommon. And it's pretty funny there to see the saber-tooth ability replicated by the tiger. And there we go. So there's catfish, guinea pig. On to the next one. And this time we've got leech, saber-tooth. So again, it's a prime candidate for seagull. But we just got the leech at the front for now. Although I do find a pita bread here, so I could put that on the saber-tooth and then have the leech hit it to gain the health. Or maybe I'm going to wait for next turn for that. But I really want to put some strong equipment on the seagull. And then we'll run a 4 squad. The leech will hit the saber-tooth, create a tier 1, and then the seagull will give it the equipment. So as I mentioned, I mean, you can see here this team is terrible for turn 13, and it's all pack 1 stuff. It's hard to understand why beginner players, or maybe not necessarily beginners, but newish players go into customs and just play pack 1 stuff. You're much better off just going into the base pack itself, or maybe turn on play against all packs if you're fed up of facing the same camel teams. So we get the steak on the seagull. Now the leech can activate the pita bread, and we'll also get the tier 1. And I think I set this up so that the tier 1s were good sellables. So we've got beaver, we've got pig, what else? Mouse, maybe marmoset as well. Not a free-to-play team. Skunk plus mantis shrimp plus multiple tigers. And yeah, we're going to get beaten here. But, you know, we've got 4 hearts. It's so rare when you're messing around doing odd builds to have 4 hearts on turn 14. So here, one of the slight problems is I can't buy sell because I'm going to waste the steak triggers from the seagull. But we do find another pita bread, so we can get closer to the 50 health on the saber. And I have to sell the beaver again in order to activate the ability. And I think maybe I'm going to buy melon for the leech. But yeah, spawning a 6/6 isn't all that good even with the steak. So getting the level up on the saber would be nice. Another lynx plus mantis shrimp snipe team. But it is quite nice seeing the tier 1s getting the steak and then doing some damage. Don't think it really mattered there. So 9 wins on this one, and we'll level up the saber. And maybe I'm not going to go for the melon. Okay, we're going to put it on the back unit, and then definitely sell kiwi. We need to make sure there's space. And I will have some other clips showing similar runs to this one, because it's very easy to make mistakes with these 4 squad teams. Pita bread not really necessary anymore. We do have 50 HP, although I guess it's going to go down by 1 every turn. So the 12/12 pops out, gets steak, and then yeah, free to play opposing team. And the steak actually didn't really matter at all there, but still fun build to mess around with. So next up, I think are some more seagull leech saber-tooth clips. So here's one where I have melon on the seagull instead, and I'm not sure what I was rolling for in this instance, but we get the 12/12 chinchilla, which is going to get melon. Again, we have tons of hearts intact, which is just not really normal in customs. And level 3 sheep team, we're easily going to beat them with the strength of Sabertooth. So, you know, that was another way I was trying to make it a little bit more challenging, was to only run the minimal squad. But even with the 3 squad there, we ended up winning. So here I'm kind of caught in 2 minds, and I decide in the end to give pita bread to the hatching chick, but then I immediately realize I've mispositioned and the Sabertooth doesn't activate. And actually this is the exact same opponent from earlier with the Jerboa plus White Tiger, and in the end we actually win by 1 HP regardless. So yeah, I think that maybe gives you an indication of the strength of the average opposing team when I was misplaying so hard and yet still winning. So here, this is kind of a interesting comparison. So here we are, turn 15. This opposing team is very, very poor. It's the standard thing you see with relatively new players, I would assume, where they have almost no scaling and it's just levels. So we absolutely demolish that team on turn 15. I mean, that would never have a chance to get that far normally. And I think at this point I decide, it's just not really fair. I'll tone things down a bit, and I think I'm going to sell the tiger and pill the mammoth here. The guinea pig actually isn't doing anything, but this was a pack that was set up for both the guinea pig teams and the seagull teams that people had requested. Okay, so we're going to sell the guinea pig, and then I end up wasting a trigger on the oyster, but I guess I feel like I'm so confident at this point it doesn't really matter. And turn 16. Now compare the last summon team to this summon team. This is the kind of thing you see in customs normally, where it's just absolutely horrendous with eagle plus stork, level 3 turkey, level 2 spino. My poor 3 squad had no chance whatsoever. Eventually we get through that turn, yep. I don't think keeping the pets that I had would have made any difference. So I think this is a longer one, yeah. We're going to go for buffalo plus guinea pig this time. And I guess we'll need catfish as well. And one of the issues with buffalo as well, I think there were multiple people who requested buffalo plus some kind of tier 6 unit, is that once you buy it and commit to the buy sell, you scale the buffalo so quickly that by the time you find the tier 6, there's nothing left to do because your buffalo is usually already massive at this stage. I think this was the only run I had where I got the catfish and the buffalo was still relatively small. And yeah, we are going to keep the... I think we'll try and level up the bat with the blobfish there. Again, a very, very weak opposing team with all low levels. Or rather, just levels, no scaling. So yeah, we get 1 cell from the guinea pig. Really not a very good synergy at all. And yeah, we'll go for the bat level 3. But at level 2, buffalo just, it scales so rapidly. And I think we won't need to go for the level 3. Okay, this one does have a little bit of scaling, but only really on the camel at the front. And yeah. Okay, it's going to be a 1 HP win. So a little bit closer than you would expect. And yeah, we don't, although we are spawning an extra unit because the catfish costs gold, it just breaks even. So we end up spending 1 and then recovering 1. But we are going to get level 3 bat next turn. And yeah, I'm trying to involve the buy sells as much as possible. Probably should have unfrozen the pill, given that I unfroze the blobfish. Turn 11, base stats sheep, not what you would expect to see. And so it's going to be easy pickings for the catfish guinea pig. And then definitely buy sell platypus. Because although we don't have the space, it does give 2 triggers for the buffalo for only 1 gold. And then we'll just buy sell everything else. And level up the bat. And of course we have oyster in the pack as well. I feel like I put oyster in almost every single pack, unless I'm really trying to lean heavily into eagle. And that was a little bit more sensible team, but we still end up winning. The bat weakness is just so good at level 3. And we'll buy sell oyster. And what am I looking for? I can't remember if there was any protective equipment in this pack. Probably should buy sell the stoat there, yeah. Buffalo, when you've got access to stoat plus chinchilla plus platypus, it's just so rapid. I mean, look at it now. Only a couple of turns ago it was pretty feeble looking, but now it's 42, 46. And yeah, big jellyfish, but doesn't really matter. The buffalo plus catfish guinea pig gets the win. So last up, we're going to revisit the seagull plus sabertooth and leech as well. Because although I had the stake run, I really wanted to incorporate some of the other equipment. Because I feel like it would be quite amusing to see, I don't know, skewer or chili or something. I felt like in the previous run, the stake wasn't doing enough damage. But here we actually, I mean, it was doing damage, but it wasn't meaningful damage because the pets were getting killed off anyway. So we're going to go for tomato instead. And I am ending up wasting triggers here with the buy sells, but I don't mind it so much because we're only at level 2 anyway. It would be nice to have level 3 seagull. And this team, I kept facing this team over and over again with the guinea fowl at the front plus 1-up, Vaquita behind it. You have to applaud people that are trying to play Vaquita. I mean, it is okay. It's usable, but trying to play it without Nyala or Highland Cow, bit of a tough sell, I think. So I am going to buy sell the oysters, even though I'm wasting the triggers. Maybe if I buy the seagull, I can combine them together and reset. I can't remember if I think about that or not. If I buy the seagull now, it should actually... yeah, maybe I've just forgotten about it. But we are going to go for the level 3 seagull. That can also reset the triggers. And we'll start buffing up the seagull as well. I don't like having it in the last position and making it easy pickings for a single crocodile. So Saber gets hit. Pig pops out and gets the tomato. So it would just be nice to see some summon teams. And it is going to get a kill on the pug, but actually this was a leech camel team, so not a completely free victory. In fact, we're actually going to lose by 1 HP. So yeah, take the melon. Don't assume that every opponent is going to be a free win. And then we'll just look for pita bread probably. I could have probably taken the melon on the hatching chick there just to waste some opposing snipes. But yeah, I'd be interested to know, when the server resets, do people use that as an opportunity to try and play weirder teams, or do you just carry on playing as normal? Let me know in the comments below. And then here we face the exact same team. I said I kept getting matched with them, and we're actually going to break their lineup by making the nurse shark be the pet at the back. However, we're then going to fix their lineup by sniping the nurse shark, although in the end it just retaliates and hits the beaver, and then the final nurse shark is at the back, and it isn't going to work. So we could try and get the level 3 sabertooth here if we just... I am willing to sell the hatching chick as well. We do find a chocolate. For some reason I just freeze it though. I should have bought it and then rolled. But we don't get the level 3. We'll go for the 4 squad that turns into a 5 squad. We get iguana. And it is a summon team, although they don't have any summon units in the back. The iguana does 1 damage to the bus. And I think, yeah, we are going to kill the cat with the kiwi. I think it's pretty obvious that it's going to be a foregone conclusion here. Another iguana. It doesn't make any difference whatsoever, but it's usually the panther you see with the tomato, not the iguana.